His hands have touched the hands that have touched Frederick Douglass. He's just one person removed from slavery and from the force of character that overcame that state of wretchedness to achieve greatness. The founding president of the Frederick Douglass Family Initiatives, Mr. Morris began his day in Chestertown with a group of local middle schoolers, talking about his great-great-great-grandfather's crusade for social justice. Through its 1 million abolitionist project, the foundation is giving away 1 million copies of Frederick Douglass's narrative as a way to encourage and empower this generation to become agents of change. His visit with Washington College students, members of our Black Student Union, students in history, literature, political and science, and international studies, and others concerned with racial divisions and modern human trafficking was equally inspirational. Thank you. Ken, thank you very much for taking the time to share your message and raise awareness about these important issues. Would you please join me at the lectern so that I may present you with Washington College's Award for Excellence. So in addition to everything I just told you, I had a chance to spend time with him. He's actually a really good human being. As a direct descendant of two great American heroes, Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington, Kenneth B. Morris Jr. stands on the shoulders of giants. But he's hardly just going along for the ride. Rather, he carries forward his family's extraordinary legacy in the fields of education and anti-slavery work. Ken Morris grew up in Washington, D.C. and California, among relatives with first-hand memories of Douglass and Washington. In 2007, after a successful career in business, he teamed up with his mother, Nettie Washington Douglass, to establish the Frederick Douglass Family Initiatives. This organization is a modern-day abolitionist group working to combat the global human trafficking, which continues to enslave millions throughout the world, including the United States. Guided by history, its philosophy is abolition through education, emphasizing the need to educate young people about this pervasive but too often invisible crime. Like their famous ancestor, Frederick Douglass's modern-day descendants carried their message in public speeches and media appearances across the country and beyond, as well as through books and school curriculum that serve children from grade school through high school. During this anniversary year, Ken Morris is serving as a member of the Frederick Douglass Bicentennial Commission and also ramping up the efforts of the family initiatives, launching the 1 Million Abolitionist Project, which is printing 1 million copies of Douglass's autobiography and distributing them in schools. Just this morning, he was handing out copies to Kent County middle school students. As we honor Frederick Douglass's living legacy, we can think of no one who embodies it with more passion, more vision, and commitment than Ken Morris. He sets an example for citizen leaders of all ages and backgrounds. In recognition of his outstanding work, Washington College is pleased to confer its Award of Excellence. So before I invite Ken to speak, I have the tremendous honor of posthumously conferring upon Ken's great-great-great-grandfather the highest degree that Washington College could bestow. Frederick Douglass's work as a social reformer spanned 50 years, ranging from abolitionist activities in the early 1840s to his attacks on Jim Crow and lynching in the 1890s. For 16 years, he edited an influential black newspaper and achieved international fame as an inspiring and persuasive speaker and writer. In thousands of speeches and editorials, he levied a powerful indictment against slavery and racism. He provided an abdominal voice of hope for his people, embraced anti-slavery politics, and preached his own brand of American ideals. I'd like to now invite Chair Colt to come forward and read the mandamus.
We're about to have another member of the Alumni Association. To the President of Washington College, it having been recommended by the faculty to the visitors and governors that Frederick Douglass was an individual of unusual scholarship and learning, and therefore worthy to receive highest honors, you are hereby authorized and directed, in accordance with the ordinance to that effect, to confer the Washington's birthday convocation on February the 23rd, 2018, cause it honorous to Frederick Douglass posthumously the degree of Doctor of Laws, signed the visitors and governors of Washington College in the state of Maryland.
Thank you, Chair Colt. I want to read the citation. 200 years ago this month, a child was born to an enslaved woman on the eastern shore of Maryland. He never knew the exact date of the birth, since no one bothered to record it. He never knew the identity of his father, who was a white man, possibly his master. And he barely knew his mother, was sent to work on a distant farm while he was still an infant. Like several million other black Americans held in legalized bondage, he lived under the shadow of a sudden, violent, and forced separation, powerless to make many of the most fundamental decisions about his own existence. His value as a human being was reckoned in dollars and cents, not just by his masters and overseers, but even by the laws of the United States. He was forbidden the most